Hello, welcome to Gruber Power Hour. I'm Janie,
I'm Nicole.
and today I've been looking forward to today all week. I've been excited about
Yes,
today.
you have.
Could you tell?
Yes.
I'm excited because we're going to launch into the journey of talking to the people that make this company happen. The valuable, wonderful employees that are working in sales support roles and service roles and in the operations of the company. And we've got an amazing workforce to spearhead our efforts to take care of the customers. And so I'm excited to do those intros. But before we go into that, we are going to do some highlights and talk about the tutorials that have been made that go into the services that we provide and their supports. Do we have that, Jesse?
Yeah, pull that up. Give me 1 second.
Okay. I'm going to bring up the YouTube tutorials. What we have created.
We're going to try.
Yeah. Get that on our background.
Okay, 1 second. So we're going to pull up this.
Anyway, some of the tutorials all of you have seen. Pete's been putting them out there. The auto notify, the tech support, I think is one that we have now launched. Let's see, what do we have here? There we go. Auto notify, our UPS battery replacement, the lockout tagout services, and what is that last one? Can you read it, Nicole? I don't have my glasses.
Can you go without a UPS?
There you go. I know we're launching some additional ones talking about our tech support line and the other services that we provide. So that's exciting new stuff. I encourage everybody to go to the YouTube. And which one do they click on to go
Gruber
to that?
Power.
Yeah, you go to YouTube,
Gruber Power,
search Gruber Power.
and then you go to videos, right?
Yeah, the videos tab.
The videos tab. That's where I was going.
And then they can go
this.
to the live tab to see all these podcasts after the fact too.
Okay, great.
And if there's anything you want to know about, let us know, and we'll get Pete on board with that.
It's a great suggestion. Yeah.
That way we make sure we cover everything that people really want to know.
Because there's so much going on behind the scenes and so many different aspects of this company and what we do.
Right.
So to cover all of it.
Exactly. And a lot of times we take for granted the things that we know and we don't really think about it. From like a customer's perspective, because we deal with it every day. Maybe there's some stuff that you guys would like to know that we just assume people know. I don't know. We just don't think about it because it's our everyday life.
Yeah.
So if there is anything that you guys want to know about, let us know so we can get that.
And have a tutorial created, go over it.
Right.
Like that.
Customer service, Jane.
Yes. That's what it's about. Customer service, about revolving around the customers and what we can do for them. So anyway, we're going to be bringing in today, we have 3 different people that we're going to have come join us today. They provide the operational support and making sure to take care of the customers through they provide our account manager support. They're the front end.
Right. I was going to say they also provide help for the account managers. It's like their right hand women.
Yeah. Well, it's really good to have these individuals in the capacities that we do. They're so valuable because what happens is when a customer comes to us and they turn in their purchase order to us because they need whatever XYZ job taken care of, the account manager then can go through it, make sure everything looks appropriate, the scope of work is right, and then they can hand those off to these sales support individuals, and then they will make it happen. They will run with it, ensure services scheduling, make sure
from the beginning to the end.
Batteries are being shipped out, and we've got to go ahead. I was
going to let you finish as I was pre-reading. So Pete just wanted to point out that the rants are edgy and humorous. The tutorials will grow and we'll add more informative topics. He does have a list of things he's working on, but again, if there's anything anybody specifically wants to know about, maybe we can start on those first.
For sure. Yes.
And yes, the rants are edgy and humorous, and Well, if you've watched Pete's other podcasts, you'll understand.
So let's get the show on the road.
Okay.
What I'd like to do is bring in our first
Guest.
Thank you, Nicole. See, that's why we
Right.
each other.
This is how this works.
So come on in, Lindsay, and have a seat with us.
Hi, Lindsay.
Okay.
Welcome. Lindsay.
Everybody meet Lindsay. Lindsay meet everybody.
Yes.
All
So-
four people.
As we were talking about, Lindsay is one of those valuable support people working behind the scenes to make sure the customers are taken care of. Being there to wow our customers is so important to us, and that's a core of what we do and who we are. And so she's one of the people that makes it happen. So Lindsay, how many years have you been working here?
It'll be 8 years in April. So next
Oh my
month.
gosh, 8 years. Wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
We're very proud of the fact of the tenureship that we have around here. And that's a big thing that I talk about when
Right.
I'm talking to new candidates or potential employees to the company is the longevity of the people like you that have been here. And you have such a wealth of knowledge
Right.
that you have gained understanding this industry and how to operate around it to get
Yeah.
things taken care of for the customers. Yeah, which is pretty awesome. So tell us, I kind of talked about it a little bit, but tell us what your role is here.
I am sales support.
Okay.
I have about 7 account managers right now that basically they work directly with their customer, and then after the customer moves forward with the sale, I take it from there and work with our internal departments to complete the
Execute what needs to
Yeah.
happen.
execution.
There you go. That's awesome. Well, that's a vital part of
Yeah.
what we do. That's super important. Question for you. What originally attracted you to this company? Tell us your story.
So I was waitressing at the time, and I had a good friend that was working here, and she knew I was looking for something a little more stable, and so
Yeah. Well, you
Yeah.
have your kid.
Yeah.
So you wanted
Yeah.
to make sure, of course. Well, that's wonderful. We're glad you came aboard, obviously, for many reasons. What sets our company apart from other places that you've worked? You come from a different industry, but
I think like the whole atmosphere and like vibe and all the camaraderie, there's a lot of really great people, and yeah.
That seems to be a theme.
I know.
Answer. Yes, that's a theme answer.
But it kind of goes into the next question that I bring up is, how would you describe the company culture and your colleagues?
I don't know. I think
What's a description?
everybody here is really great. I've actually developed a lot of really great friendships here. I mean,
yeah,
they become
working
like
with-
family. Yeah.
Right. That's a big part of it. And now, what advice would you give to a new employee?
Always stay teachable and eager to learn.
Ooh, that's a good one.
If you
Yes.
ever think that you know everything, you're doing it wrong. There's
There
so
you
much
go.
to learn.
Right.
So,
And then learn, and then learn, and then learn.
I
and
still
then
learn new
again.
things every day. And
Every
whenever
day.
somebody has something, they want to show me, I'm like, oh, cool, let's do it.
Right. Well, a big part of that is because, we don't go into the same scenario every single time with our customers.
Right.
They all have different sites with different setups.
Yeah.
So the equipment's going to be different. The technical support that they need is different. So how we facilitate taking care of their needs changes
Yeah.
in each instant, whether, and the timeline for taking care of them changes. I
Mhm.
know that's a big part of your daily activities is
Yeah.
balancing what needs to happen when, so that way we get batteries on site at the time,
Yeah.
on this date, whether it's school and they're waiting till the kids are out of school before they go in and do any services.
Yeah.
Is a big part of it.
Yeah. There's a lot of working with like the service department and stuff like that to make sure things happen on time.
So you've really had learned
Hmm.
how to organize yourself.
Customizable.
Because that's one of the things you've been very good at is being on top of what needs to happen when to take care of the customers in a
Yeah.
timely manner.
Customizing.
Yeah, there you go. Customizing and adjusting.
So I'm gonna break in for a second.
Oh, yeah, please do. It's
So
growing.
I'm gonna well, I
Yeah,
was
you
gonna
guys have a
skip
lot of
around, but Highlander wants to know why Pete doesn't show his face instead of a blue icon. Pete, let's get AI on that. Engine number 9 wants to know where our shades are. We're rebellious and we're not going to, because we actually like our eyes and spent a lot of time on this eye makeup here. Highlander says, hi, Lindsay. He's a very dedicated.
Yeah, one of our regulars.
Right, he's a regular viewer.
Audience member.
Okay,
Yes.
I was like, what's the word? What's the word?
Yes.
And then there's lots of love to Lindsay from Michael Ledesma and Highlander says hi also.
Highlander.
Does somebody want to take over?
Sure. Highlander says, I enjoy seeing the focus on customer service. Since I keep recommending Gruber all over the place, the Highlander. Well,
Thanks,
we appreciate
Highlander.
that.
We appreciate
Thank you,
that.
Highlander. Jumping Jack Flash. That's a new name I haven't seen before. Everyone presents
Have a
their
guess.
best self and best version of themselves and or a company. What are some challenges with this company and some of the cons with the UPS industry? Oh, that's a great question. What are some of the challenges with this company? Well, it is ensuring that we are doing what we're doing in the most effective, efficient manner, and we're constantly evolving and changing the parameters of what we do to adjust. Again, our customer sites are different. The challenges that the customers have are different. So it's accommodating in what we're doing to make sure that we're taking care of the customers. That makes sense.
I was literally going to say figuring it out.
There you go. It's a
That was the
summary.
long version. I would just say
Exactly.
figuring it out is one of the biggest challenges, because everything is different, and every
Right.
customer is different, every situation is different. So there's not like a set
Book that-
answer. There's not
Right.
you just have to think outside the box a lot of times.
Always learning.
Yes, always learning.
Right.
And always teaching. Lindsay is a great teacher, by the way, in case anybody
you.
is wondering. She's a fantastic teacher. She taught me a bunch of stuff. I wouldn't be where I am today without both of you, actually. But
Right.
Lindsay's always on the know about something. If I don't know it, I'm like, let's go ask Lindsay, because she's going to know.
Well, that goes back to the staff and everybody rallying around the new people coming into the company and helping them along their journey as they're coming up to speed to learn the industry, to learn, again, what do we need to do to make things happen? And you've been a very big asset in helping out and assisting, okay, well, this is where we go to for this, and this is where we go to for
Right.
that.
Yeah.
So finishing that
Right.
off,
So it's
cons
the
with the
cons.
UPS industry. Well, if you like your sleep, the units don't exactly want to agree with your time clock.
That is
You
true.
have
It can
to
be 2
you
in
have
the
to be
morning.
on their beck and call. So that would be a con with the UPS industry. It changes a lot. You got to keep up with things. Nothing's ever the same. That's, it kind of all factors around that. But luckily, we have a lot of staff and teammates that are willing to put in the effort to help each other and make sure all of that gets taken care of.
Right. You have to be able to be flexible.
Yes. Highlander, Pete says his picture is coming. His YouTube logon list got corrupted. He's recreating it. Oh boy, it should be an exciting one, I think.
Highlander, beep, beep. Okay. Pete Gruber, I had no idea Lindsay is so photogenic.
Hey,
thank you.
There you go.
Maybe this could be your new YouTube picture.
What's coming up.
Right? More to come.
More to come. So last thing, I do have an additional question in here that I wanted to ask you. And what are you most excited about for the future of the company? What are you looking
Well,
forward to?
just in the last 3 years, we've come a really, really long way, I think, growing as a team and with our customers. So I don't know. I'm just excited to see how far we can take this.
Ironically,
how we
since I've been
evolve.
here.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go, Nicole.
And
That's me. I brought the energy.
also, I'm hoping that Pete invents his own car one day, and I'll be there to
That
see.
would be cool.
Oh, okay.
That would be
And we all get one.
Right, that's a company
Hey.
perk.
Yeah.
There you go.
Lindsay's
I like
onto
that
something
idea.
here, Pete.
I like that idea. Very cool. Well, it's fun. We enjoyed having you.
Thank you for
we
having me.
appreciate what you do and your contributions to the company. And I love being able to show everyone who's making things happen behind the scenes, because you don't always get that firsthand opportunity to speak with the customers. You know, I know
Yeah.
you do when you need to. You will
Right.
jump
Yeah.
in at any time. I've seen you do that. But this is a good time for them to be able to see, well, who's making this happen? I'm getting emails from this KRI.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, well, thank you so much,
Thank
Lindsay. We
you.
appreciate having you.
Did you have anything else you wanted to add?
Absolutely.
Do you have any? No.
Okay.
So Jumping Jack Flash says, what happened in the last 3 years? I'm not going to let you leave until we finish this, until you answer this question.
Oh my gosh.
This one's for you, since you brought up 3 years.
We kind of just collaborated more as a team, and instead of like every man for himself, we pushed
Well,
as
we
a team.
started. Well, what we did is we started a new initiative, company wide,
Right.
and we all came together as a company, and literally had a meeting with everybody together in the company, and said, "Hey, let's rally together so that we can see our company progress and move forward in a positive manner." And part of it was starting at the core, and with all of us coming together and saying, you know what, from this day forward, we're all going to focus on the same mission
Yeah.
with the same goals and work unified together. And so what we've been doing, and this is, absolutely shout out to Claude for his
Right.
efforts and what he's put together by doing this.
Yeah.
And being the, hey, you know what? All right, everybody, we are going to have something to focus on every single month in our goals and bringing everybody together and working together. And so, he's started that initiative, and he's been holding it strong. He hasn't wavered from it.
Right.
It wasn't just something that we just did for a couple months and then it fell aside,
Yeah.
kind of thing. We stopped doing it. We've continued that, and that's what it's about, continuing that same motivation.
And I think we also hire a little differently. We hire people that are going to buy into the program, what we're selling. And that makes a big difference when you hire in people knowing that, hey, this is our vision. This is what we want. This is what we're looking to do. Then it's easier, and they fit in better, and it flows better, and we all stay together. We train differently than we used to.
Right.
Yeah.
And everybody is, we hold each other accountable, and we help each other.
Right. Look for solutions.
Right. And one of Claude's biggest things, I know I've said this a couple of times before, is if you don't know, you just have to know who knows. That's it.
Right.
That's the biggest thing here is who knows, who do you go to for when you have questions or when you need help with something. And that's something that we all teach each other. And I think that has helped the company grow and helped. So instead of trying to figure it out for yourself for 2 days, in 20 minutes, you're like, yeah, I can't figure this out. I'm going to go get help. That makes a huge difference, especially on the customer side, because now they're waiting an hour instead of 3 days. And so I think that was one of the big things that Claude has like really focused on is like, let's get this taken care of right now. Don't push things off and don't try to figure things out yourself, and be willing to
That's
say,
been a
I
big
need
part
help,
of it.
but also be willing to help somebody else when they need help. And so we have people like Darren that have been here for basically his entire adult life, that he's helped me out in many situations where I just didn't know. And Justin is a great teacher too. And they're more on the technical side. So like, I'm not a technical person at all, but they break it down like third grade style for me. So it's amazing. It helps. And when you need help with who to order stuff from or where this comes from or how to get it. Lindsay is like the prime example of, hey, have you ever had this happen before? I've never seen this before. I can't find this anywhere. Who do you talk to? Who do I go to? And so that helps too.
Right.
I mean, that's a huge part of the changes that we've made that make Gruber
Brought us-
better.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the story we've been, or where we're going as well. So let's see. Pete Gruber, challenges in the independent critical power space include documentation support for troubleshooting problems. We have engineers that recreate documentation. Yes, that is true. We have kept and we continue to keep the knowledge base that we gather from working on these various customer sites and having these different challenges come up. And it's all about memorializing that information so
Right.
that way we can go back to it again
And use it
when
for
and if
training.
that scenario happens. Exactly. And use it for training. So, and it's all about having the proper systems and utilizing them so that can be most beneficial to us. Where are we at on here?
Michael has more questions for Lindsay, but I don't see any more questions, Michael.
Highlander, great guest, and also using Chat GPT-4 Plus, I'm sure that'll be a big help. Indeed, it is. In fact, we were just working with somebody on the floor a few minutes ago who was writing up an email to a customer and was looking for the right way to verbalize what he was
His
thinking.
thought process.
His thought
Yes.
process, exactly.
Right.
So that way we can put what we're thinking in a manner that is professional and communicates it clearly.
Right. Sorry, I wasn't laughing at what she was saying. I was laughing at Michael Ledesma wanting to know where the UPS emoji is. Michael, there isn't one, honey.
That's a great idea.
Oh, now we need a Gruber emoji. Hey,
Right.
Pete, get on the AI emoji thing.
Yes. Jumping Jack Flash. Now, your answer and responses were what I wanted to hear. People don't always want to hear the basic business response and just a nice cliche answer. I tuned to it for the first time to hear a raw, real truth. Well, good. I'm glad. That's what, that's what we're here to do is provide
Is anybody
exactly what it is and exactly what we do.
Is anybody else singing Jumpin' Jack Flash in their head? Or is that just me?
Michael Ledesma. Okay, that
That
we
was
did.
sorry,
Yeah.
I skipped around.
Okay.
I was trying to put all Michael's stuff together. Sorry,
I
Michael.
know.
All right.
Yes. All right. Well, very
thanks
good.
for coming and joining us.
Thank you for having me.
It's been fun. Thanks, Lindsay. All right. So, as we continue this journey and talking about the amazing, wonderful people that work here and provide us the ability to take care of our customers so well, we would like to introduce everyone to Christina. She is one of these individuals that has just been flourishing
Yes.
in her skills, in her abilities, as she has been here. If you just come around this way, there you go. Yeah. Welcome.
Hi, Christina.
Hi, Christina.
Hey, you guys
Guys,
match. I didn't
yeah,
get the
we do.
memo.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
That's fun.
I'm left out.
I know.
Next
we should
time.
put you in the middle.
Next time. Next time
Balance
we'll
out
get
the
all
tone.
matching ones. We've seen that before.
Yeah.
So Christina, what are the number of years or how long have you been working here?
It's just come up on 4 years.
Nice. Okay, so that's
Yeah.
a good amount of time. Good.
Yeah.
That's a wonderful amount of time. What is your role here?
I do account manager. I'm like an account manager's assistant.
Right.
So it's a little bit more in depth. I do all the sales support, processing of orders and whatnot.
Right.
But I also will process FSRs, field service reports, and quote the recommendations for those reports.
What is vital to the company in the capacity of what your role is and what you do here is that our account managers, when they're working with the customers and the customers are coming to them with the scope of work of what needs to take place, and then you're able to work with the account managers to say, okay, I can make this happen. Yeah. And so you are very good with those details and making sure. And your ability, what you do is you take and you run with whatever is needed, and following through and making sure that, batteries get shipped out. We're sending them to the right site because, there's so many times we have these customers where they have multiple sites and we have multiple units and one site is getting a PM done, a preventive maintenance done, another site's getting a battery replacement done, and another site's doing a startup. And we could have all of these things going on. and you're able to balance it all, ensure that all the ducks are laid out in a row.
All the departments
and-
are working together, and yeah,
Exactly.
everyone that needs to know at the site, is notified. Logistics is a big part of it.
Okay, that's a good word to use.
Because
Yeah.
a lot of the times, you'll think you're shipping to one address, and then the purchase order will come through, and it's a different address.
Okay.
And then you got to look it up on Google to make sure that they actually have a dock. I try and do all these
Right.
extras because,
It saves the customer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prevent the headache.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I got to make sure that the customer has someone that's going to bring the batteries up from the dock to the UPS unit prior to the day of
Right.
install. Like all these little finite things that make the project go smoothly.
That's huge.
Yeah.
And that's huge
Yeah.
to work proactively instead of
Right.
reactively, so that way
Right.
we can have the best outcome for the customer.
Right.
And that's a big part of it. That's amazing and that's wonderful. And it's all these years that you've had working through the different systems.
Being
to
the worst
get
case
you
scenarios,
right?
batteries, the shipping company will sometimes just, dump batteries out on a lot here. Like the customer's site has like curved roads and the truck can't go down that road. So
Oh,
they dropped
wow.
it in a top lot. I had to work with the customer. They put umbrellas over the batteries to
Oh,
keep them.
wow.
Yeah.
I remember that one.
Yeah.
There you go.
yeah.
That's
But
awesome.
it was
I
fun, and we
remember that.
made it through it. And we communicated as much as possible with the
Yeah.
customer.
There was
and
a lot of phone calls that day.
yeah, and the vendor, the battery
that's
vendor,
good.
it was kind of just, you don't know. There's so many different hands that
It was
these projects
so many
pass
people
through.
working together.
Yeah.
Okay.
With Gruber, the shipping company, the customer,
Right.
like it was all hands on deck. And
Right.
that's the other thing is we have amazing customers that communicate very well with us as well. And now we know for future reference that we need to have specific things that we ask for when we ship to this particular
Yeah,
customer.
but you never know if the
Yeah.
freight carrier is just going to have this glitch or that glitch.
Right.
So it's
Right.
it's a lot of hand holding of the projects, and it's fun. It's exciting.
It keeps every day
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
It keeps every day different.
Keep you on your toes.
So, what originally attracted you to work here, to this company?
Well, it's close by. I
that
work
makes a
very
difference.
close, and
Uh-huh.
so that was convenient. I mean, one of the main things that I like about working here is the community, the environment, the flexibility, the staff. Everyone's, because like I started 4 years ago, they started that big push of team unity and
Right.
and communicating across departments, and that's huge.
Right.
It's
The
helps a
working
lot.
together.
Yeah.
The working together is a big part. The company culture, it's a big part of, what we're doing.
Right.
And not only do we work together as Gruber Power, but all of our divisions also have a good open communication, and we work well with the other divisions also,
Right.
which is definitely different.
Oh, we have some more
We have a
coming
whole
up here. So let's get to some of these comments here. Let's see here. Highlander, don't forget to smash that like button, folks. The Highlander. Yes, thank you. Yeah, definitely.
Like,
hit that
share,
like.
subscribe.
There you go. She's our, I don't know what you would call it, but yes.
I keep forgetting that at the end. You're supposed to say that like every time you're on
Like,
YouTube.
share, subscribe. Michael Adesma, is this the ladies segment?
Yes.
Always.
It's the Gruber Girls Day.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't thought out to be planned that way. It just kind of came about in that fashion. But you'll see some future ones where we mix it up because we've got that coming on the horizon, right, Michael?
I was literally going to call him out as well.
There we go.
Service department.
Michael Adesma, penguin blue waving emoji. Hello, Earth. I like
Cute.
that. That's cute. That's cute. Pete Gruber, Christina is a machine.
She is.
Indeed.
Yeah, just AI.
She is. She's also a great teacher as well.
Oh, thank you.
She's real good about, am I allowed to say, the CRM, buddy. If you have any questions, this is the one.
Yeah.
This one right
He
here.
knows how to
He
navigate
knows
IntelliMagic.
everything in
Yes.
IntelliMagic.
Oh, yes.
Everything.
Hanji Zoe, thank you, ladies. Always there to help.
Mm.
But we do. Go ahead. You want to read a couple, Nicole?
Highlander. In answer to Michael's it's Gruber Powers. The ladies show now. Pete and Mr. Dixon just pay the bills. I mean, okay.
We'll take it.
We'll do that. Michael's laughing. Twin mom says, I hope to grow up and be as knowledgeable as Christina and Lindsay.
Oh, cute. I think I know
Oh, that's awesome. Yes.
it. Yeah, Karen. Yeah. She's adorable.
You want me to keep going?
Christina.
Yes.
There you go.
What?
Jumping Jack
Jumping
Flash. Christina and the ladies panel. How did you learn about UPS and its first timer in this product, as a first timer in this product? Well, that's through the training program that we have developed over several years. And it's come about by sending our new employees through a path that gives them the opportunity to learn about the equipment, services, and processes and systems. However, I know that has been just formed over the last several years, in our efforts. So yourself and Lindsay, you forged your own paths.
Creating documentation and training manuals. That was fun. It's
making
cool.
it happen for sure.
Yeah.
You'd be amazed at how many people apply here that have never even heard of a UPS.
Right.
Actually, no, it's not that amazing, but most people that do apply here are not knowledgeable at all. I wasn't. I actually came here on a sales call many years ago.
Right.
Spoke with Pete about working here. I was working for my family, so I decided to stay there. But I did a lot of research, and I almost knew what it was when I actually did come back after several years of what if I should have, what if I should have. And so I thought I had a pretty good comprehension, but I was wrong.
You thought you understood
but Janie set me straight and put me down the right path and actually taught me what I needed to know. But yeah, most people starting here don't.
Oh, I didn't.
It's not very popular. That's for sure.
When I came and applied here, I had no idea about the critical power industry,
Right.
what it was about, what surrounded it. I knew it was a niche industry. It was a multi-billion-dollar industry. And so I just dove right into it, with both feet saying, okay, well, I'm going to figure it out.
Hey, back to figure it out.
We'll go back to figuring it out. Yeah. Let's see here. Michael Edesma, are we hiring? What kind of people do you look for? Go ahead, Nicole.
Yes, we are hiring.
Yes.
We look for outgoing people. We look for people that aren't afraid to ask questions. We look for people that want to learn, want a career, want to be somebody one day. And as I've stated before, I mean, you could be in your 40s or 50s and wanting to start over, and there's somewhere for you to go. There is a path for you to go down. Whereas a lot of other industries and other businesses, it's not quite that. The career path is different. Like, at least you know where you're going when you come here. We look for people that are going to buy into the program, buy into our vision and what we see Gruber becoming over the years, because that's the biggest, most important thing. Teammates, you got to have teammates. That's very important to me as well.
Right. I know that.
Do you have anything else?
I think you covered it really well. I mean, you really identified.
You can teach people how to research. You can teach people about the products. You can teach people how our system works, but you can't teach the outgoingness and the want and the self-drive.
Right. You got to want to learn the stuff. Right. Like I remember going through here and you just got to dig in and be resourceful and kind of self-teach.
Very good at it.
Like you were saying earlier on the podcast, I mean, every situation's so different. Right. And we work with so many different UPS brands. You know what I mean? I mean, we work a lot with APC, but there's just so many different brands and unique models of equipment to try and like learn the parts and everything.
That's another where that whole teamwork and knowledge comes in is, hey guys, I just talked to so-and-so at such and such.
Yes.
And he was absolutely amazing. And he was able to get me the answers and didn't keep me on hold and didn't make me sit and wait. And so there's a specific person that we go to at different companies just because somebody's had such a great interaction with them. And on the other side, we have customers that feel the same way and send people to us as well. I know I love to talk about Charles. He's had people call in because of his customer service and the things that people have heard about him. So it's awesome that we all kind of push each other in the same direction. Even our vendors and stuff do the same thing. We all kind of are on the same page, and that's nice.
We work in a mixed vendor environment.
Right.
Yes.
And that's big about who we are and what we do, and what separates us
Right.
from the OEMs is when you have a site that does have these mixed branded equipment.
Right.
And so that we have resources
Yes.
with that knowledge across the board,
Right.
you know, to service them again in a timely, efficient manner
right.
when they're closed for just a period of time, or they've got that brief downtime, and we can go in and go across, you know,
Right.
that's
That's
my nose,
huge.
you know, we can go across the board. Yeah. Pete Gruber, the people that flourish here are career-oriented overachievers that enjoy work and growing skills.
That's
We
cute.
are in the customer service business. What we sell, produce, service changes as
Yeah.
technology evolves.
Yes.
Indeed, yes. And you just have to have that willingness and desire to
Right.
continue to move forward. All right, so let me go back to, what advice would you give to a new employee?
Wow. Well, like I was saying earlier, it's just, dig in, you got to want to learn the industry. Like you were saying, it's very a niche industry, and just exposure, knowing your key people to ask questions for. I mean, y'all kind of covered it earlier when I was watching. Just, have a growth mindset and want to, figure out how things work, figure out where things went wrong, if there's an issue, so that you can, go from there.
Understanding what took place.
Yeah.
So that way, when and if that scenario happens again, you're able to address it, in a fashion that's going to work. What are you most excited about for the future of the company?
All the growth with Teslas and Tesla repairs, I want to own a Tesla
part.
one day. I think that's really cool what we do
Yes.
with batteries, lithium ion, batteries.
Well, a big part is in our success, as a company overall, is our ability to create and move forward, identifying, as Pete does, the synergy in creating the other divisions based on what is happening from one division, and that's what's going to keep us going for the longevity, of the company, is our ability to be
adaptable. And
there you go.
Technology is always advancing and changing, and so we just got to kind of keep up with the curve, and as things push towards this or that, we resource in that direction.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There was a comment we missed about what's our day like at Gruber. How is your life at Gruber Power? Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yep, that's Praneth on Instagram.
Okay.
Oh, okay. How is our life at Gruber Power?
We live here. We're always on.
I mean, yes.
Right. It's good. I mean, for a basic, general statement, the whole thing is that I wouldn't be in here. I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now in here on this podcast, if I didn't enjoy myself.
Yeah.
If I didn't find passion in doing what we do. And if I, you see the future, and you see what can happen and where we can be, and the fact that we've got all these open opportunities for us to expand.
Right.
Yeah.
And I know I'll probably say it a million more times. We genuinely enjoy working with each other. Like, we have genuine friendships that come even outside of work. We check up on each other on the weekends when we're on vacation, when something happens in our families. We are very, very close to each other.
We're a Gruber family.
And I know that sounds like super cliche, but we really are like a family. I mean, Elvis is like my brother. We fight all the time. So it's perfect. I mean, that's a perfect example. He is my little brother. That's what I call him. But I think that's kind of how everybody's life is here. Yes, we come in, we do a job, we take care of our customers, we're all on the same page, but also we genuinely care about each other. And so that just makes it a lot easier to come to work, makes it easier to put your neck out there for somebody else and help somebody else. And so our life is business and a little bit of fun.
Mix it up.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Can I interject one thing?
Yeah,
well, it's just a very unique environment because Pete, the owner, works right upstairs, but it's also a very large company. So you have lots of people to connect with and different departments. And, it just makes it a much more comfortable and flexible work balance experience.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That's it.
Well, I want to say that I enjoyed having you on. Thank you so much for joining us. It's awesome again I'm going to keep highlighting, to bring some of the people that are making it happen behind the scenes that, so we can show these are the valuable individuals, the amazing people that are getting A to Z completed. So,
and it's nice to have perspective from different levels within the company as well.
Absolutely. So, all right, Christina, well, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
We'll see you in a little bit.
All right. So I would like to introduce, I'm excited to bring our next individual in to join us to talk about their many facets of what they do behind the scenes and in the front of the scenes.
Right.
Let's bring Ann in. Welcome, Ann.
Good morning, Miss Ann.
Hello.
Miss Annie.
Welcome, Ann. All right. So, Ann, she is, I often, when I bring any new employees and we do our tour, and I'm introducing our new employees to the company, to the different people in the company, I say, this is the heart of the company right here. When you meet Annie, she's the heart of the company.
That's right.
Yes.
She gives us all together.
Yes, exactly. She's the roots of what we're doing. And when our customers call in, she's the first person they're going to speak to. How many years have you been here now?
I've been here almost 4.5 years.
Okay,
In 2 months, it'll be 4.5 years. Yeah. And I still like it.
That's awesome.
I know.
Exactly.
Yeah, I didn't expect that, but I like it.
Right. You didn't. Sometimes when you take a position, you don't realize, me going on 10 years, I did not.
Yeah.
I dove into the job saying, okay, I'm going to start a new career, and I'm going to work there and put all my efforts behind it. Excuse me. But by far, I didn't envision that 10 years later, I'd still be doing what I'm doing and delve into it just as much as I was from the first day.
10 years, long time.
So I'm sure you've learned so much.
I have.
Those
I have
4
learned a
years.
lot, and I'm still learning. I get strange phone calls where I have to actually delve into the situation to find out what these people want. And are they calling the right place,
Right, because see, the thing about it is that with your role is that you have, excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat. You have people calling in for multiple divisions of the company.
Yes.
So discerning when they call in which division to send, them to be able to take care of them. That
is tricky sometimes.
Right, I bet.
Yeah, because some of the wording, it could be comm, it could be the GPS side. It's just like, what exactly do you need and what is it for? I have to ask a lot of questions to find out which side to pass the phone call over to.
Right,
Yeah.
which that's, then you
It
need to
sounds
start
easy,
learning.
but sometimes it's not.
No, I'm sure. Yes, for sure. So if you described your role, what would you describe your role as?
Well, the fancy role is a receptionist for, I don't know, about 120 employees.
Right.
3 or 4 different divisions. I answer the phone. I'm the first line of, I'm the first person somebody,
talks to.
Exactly, if they call in. And number one, I have to get that phone call to the right person in the right department. Mm-hmm. I do will calls. Anybody that comes in for, a local pickup.
Yeah.
I make sure they get taken care of.
Right.
I
You
just
help the
kind
new
of
employees navigate.
I do. I get a
Yeah.
lot of questions. People ask me, hey, have you seen this person or that person? I
Right.
kind of man the front area when you walk in the first door.
She makes
There you go.
I
excellent
do.
popcorn.
And I make excellent popcorn, I've been told. Often.
Yes.
Right.
That's my favorite day is popcorn day.
You know what? I envision the orchestrator in a orchestra,
Right.
And you being
makes-
the conductor, and
Right?
yeah,
That's all right.
exactly. That's what I'm
Good
envisioning.
analogy.
Now, what originally attracted you to this company?
Well, I needed a job,
Right. Right.
but I did have other offers, and
market.
I needed this job, and
Okay.
I don't know. And exactly
Okay.
because I knew nothing about this business.
Right.
I did as much research as I could when I before I started, but
So you just dove in to see
yeah,
what
I did.
happens.
and number one, my boss was a very nice gentleman on the phone, and that had a lot to do with it too.
Well, there you
I
go.
think.
That's a part of it.
Yes, it was.
Absolutely. Is the first, the image, the vibe you say that you're getting from the people that you're talking to is a
Exactly,
big part of
it
it.
is a big part.
Like when Nicole and I are going through interviews and, the way we present ourselves and the way we communicate, that's a big factor on whether or not, they're going to even accept the position and be willing to take on this new role in this journey because, what we're asking for them is to take on this big new journey in their life. And so
Into something they've never heard of before, usually.
Exactly. That's
right
it.
in
I
the
knew
same
nothing.
scenario, not
you know?
knowing. Yes, so that's a
And
big
the
part
fact
of
that
it.
they were kind of interested in me because I'm old.
No, you're not.
Older.
Well, it's a
No,
relative
Come
term.
on.
Right,
But
right,
I was very pleased. I had no problem.
right. Well,
No,
now
she acts like she's 25. Don't
I
let her
know.
fool you.
I'm not.
She
I'm
has
not
the
even
energy of a
35.
25-year-old. It's fine.
That's so true. Are
Even
we
John
missing
says
some?
she's the most bubbly personality and always smiling. Has the most bubbly personality and is
Oh,
always
we got to
smiling.
catch up on some of these
I know.
comments.
We're
Okay.
getting far behind.
Yes, we are for sure. It's getting busy up there. So, John, just a shout out to all Gruber employees. It seems that when times are at their worst, Gruber employees are at their best. Kudos to all. Agreed. I would second that. Highlander, please tell Elvis I said hi, the Highlander. We will make sure that message gets to him.
I'll give him a noogie at the same time.
Oh,
He's
there we
Marlboro.
go. We had Rose and Geddes. I am one of Christina's aunts. Oh, that's awesome.
That one came in on Instagram. That's Rose Vignettes, and it was a little
Rose
bit behind. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, that is wonderful.
I'm trying to figure out who it is.
Oh,
Tiffany?
John, Anne has one of the most bubbly personalities, always smiling. I would agree
Oh,
with
that's
that.
very nice to hear.
Yes, definitely. I would agree with that. Jumping Jack Flash. I'm starting to realize that this Gruber company would be doomed without the women of this company. It's a combination. The
Me-
women and the men. Huh?
Highlander says,
Thumbs up. There you go.
John also says Anne makes the best coffee.
She,
wow.
it
So-
always smells
I'm
so
liking
good.
this, John.
So, right. So I don't drink coffee. I drink sugar with a little bit of tea in it because I'm Southern. But I've heard that your coffee is amazing.
Well,
Right.
you need to try it.
People will
I will make a
come
special-
from all over the
Yes, they do.
buildings to get
To go to Anne's building
Get
to get
your
her
coffee.
Yes, and popcorn.
Yes,
Yes.
and the popcorn.
And the popcorn.
Jumping Jack Flash. And what's different about your job as the receptionist compared with other front desk? Also, would you be considered the gatekeeper as well? That's one reference.
Well, I'm not sure about how to answer your first question because I've never had a receptionist job before.
Okay.
So,
Right. So this
and
is
I
a
worked
new
at
endeavor
home for
for you.
25 years.
Okay.
So this whole thing was kind of different for me.
That would have
you
been,
know,
yeah, big.
And I've been told I'm a pretty good gatekeeper.
Yes.
I've heard that as well. I've heard
Not
that
long
as well.
ago, Nick came to me, and one of who was actually one of our vendors. I didn't let him talk to Nick. I
Okay.
got hold of Nick through some other way, but Nick got a big kick out of it. So,
Oh, that's funny. So you
but
had
it
your
was very
defense
nice.
test.
Protective.
there's a way to be a gatekeeper and be very nice about it.
Yes.
You know, I've
Right.
had people actually thank me for being, nice. They've been sworn at and hung up on and screamed at, and I don't understand. I got this down though, how to say no very nicely.
Right, exactly. That's what it takes.
Yeah, and
it's what comes with experience,
Right.
And working,
It does.
working with people through the years. You may not have been in this role over the years, but in the capacity of the other roles that you've had that have given you life experience to know how to
Right.
work with others.
Yes.
So that way you can still do it in a professional and friendly manner.
Absolutely. There's no reason
Right.
to be rude. I see
Right.
no reason to be rude.
Christina says front lines.
Yes.
Anne is the front line.
She
She's definitely the front
I have to
line.
The
agree with
first
that.
responder.
Yes,
Aw.
definitely.
There you go. Mark Beach. Hi, Ann. She is so awesome. We agree
Thank
with
you,
that.
Mark
Yes.
Beach.
Big
Thank
ol'
you.
heart
Uh-huh.
emoji. Pete Gruber. It just occurred to me. Ann should teach our salespeople how to penetrate gatekeepers.
I have.
You're
Hey,
right.
hey,
That's it. That's
We have a
the
new class for
epiphany.
I've actually been asked that before. People have come up to me and say,
Okay.
"How do I get by people like you?"
Oh, that's a great question.
The only thing I really can say is just,
Sure.
be nice. You got to
Right.
be nice. You connect with somebody at a certain way, grandchildren or weather or the state you're in. That kind of helps.
What do you think about when they make the call to you and creating that level of need or urgency? You being the gatekeeper, and I'm calling because I want to know the status of the UPS equipment at a site. And when I'm calling you, I tell you, well, I understand you guys have batteries at that site. My concern is the life of those batteries at that site. So I would need to speak to the person that oversees the equipment because I want to ensure that those batteries aren't expiring.
Okay.
And you're running into a scenario where you may need that equipment and it's not available. So a big part of the gatekeeper realm is, having a conversation with you and explaining to you the need behind the call and what we do. Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty good at having conversations with people.
know,
because
you're
I talk
very
a lot,
good. Yes,
she has some
you
great
are.
conversations.
For
Great
sure.
life experience too. She gives really good advice.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Mike Ledesma. Hi, Ann. Oops.
Oh,
We're back.
Can we go back down a little bit, guys? Oh, Alfie 22 said, hi, guys.
And then we got Michael there.
Right. Hi, Ann. And then
Hey, John, it's sugar with a little bit of tea in it. You're welcome to
John
come
asked
do a
Nicole
taste
what's in her
test.
cup.
Again.
Okay. John VS. It's cool to hear from some of the people behind the scenes that make this company go. Great job, ladies. Well, we appreciate
John.
that. Michael Ledesma. It better be legal in the cup.
Oh boy.
Jumping Jack Flash. Bribery. Does that work, Ann?
no.
Good answer.
job.
Unless we're calling you. That is not a good answer.
Highlander. I've spoken to Ann after podcasts, and I think she does a great job. The Highlander. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I've spoken to him a few times.
You
Very nice
probably know our customers
I do a lot. When I
Right.
see their name, I'm like,
so well.
hi, bud. How are you
Right.
today? I do.
Right.
A lot of people I do know that.
You're the first person that's forming the relationship with them and have the ability to know, oh, okay, it's so and so. And you
Yep.
know where you're going to route that call and who you're going to send them
I
to.
do,
to make sure-
exactly, which makes my life a lot easier, actually.
Right.
When I know who they are.
Right, right. Well, that again just goes back to that high level of customer service that we want to provide to our customers is by having somebody like you on the phones that are willing to, assist them and forge those relationships with them so they feel comfortable
I
calling
think
us.
they're pretty comfortable with me.
Oh, yeah, I'd say so.
Okay.
I'd agree with that. Let's see. We have some more additional comments. Michael Ledesma, sugar. Michael Ledesma with a little bit of tea.
Okay, again, I'm from the South, so my gallon of tea is 2 cups of sugar and 5 tea bags.
There you
So
go.
it's sugar with a little bit of tea.
Exactly. I like this one. John, Anne, can you explain in more detail about our will call service? I think that's a great question. Can you tell us a little bit?
Well, it's not a whole lot to it, actually. There's the account manager lets me know when, somebody's coming in, and I know what they're picking up, because there are two different departments. If it's one thing, I have to call shipping. If it's another thing, I have to call somebody else. But I need to know what they're picking up.
Oh, makes sense.
And then I keep track of it in a log. And then when somebody comes in, they say, hey, I'm, Joe Blow from ABC. Right. And I find out what they're picking up, and I call down to shipping or the other person, Christian and Justin.
Right.
And they bring it on out. And I engage with the customer sometimes if they want
I've seen you do that. And
I
you're
can
very
tell
good
that
at
they
that.
want to.
Right.
And other ones don't, So, and I just make them feel comfortable and welcome, and I get right on their will call order, and they bring it out, and that's pretty much done then.
But see, that's what makes you so good at what you do. You make it
Jenny.
seem, that's what I do. Well, that's a big part of the customer service aspect in forging those relationships.
And you may not have noticed, but there was like 8 things you said that go into that one thing. And I don't think you even realized how many moving parts there were to your explanation of what a will call is.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you realized how many different steps there were that you just said that you did.
Well,
And
yeah,
you're
she
so
does
just
a
like,
lot of
it's
steps,
just no
for
big
sure.
deal. But
Yeah, well, it's not, and I'm very outgoing, which does help in a job like this.
Right.
I'm not afraid to.
You're not
I'm
timid.
I'm not,
No.
hardly.
Neither one of us have ever met a stranger,
Right.
so there's
Pretty much, that's it.
Jumpin' Jack Flash also asked if Highlander works for us. He actually does not. He's been a fan of the podcast for many years, I believe.
Unofficial employee.
He's an unofficial employee, says Jesse. He interacts on all of our podcasts. He sends lovely treats in sometimes. He's a customer, right? Isn't
And
that how that
books.
started? Oh, and he sends books too. So no,
exactly
he
sure
doesn't
the
actually work for
customer
us. But Jumpin' Jack Flash would also like to know, Anne, how many people do you interact with on a daily basis?
Quite a lot, actually. Other than the people that just walk. See, I sit there. I'm very visible. I'm right in the front door. Everybody walks by me to get to their desks.
Mm-hmm.
So other than my employees, I still deal with, I don't know, maybe 10 to 12 different people.
Okay.
And I get a lot of people that are looking for Gruber motors. So I have to direct them to the right people. And I would say I see a lot of people. In fact, sometimes it takes me a while. I recognize somebody, but not quite sure where they're from or what their name is.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm gonna write
He's got to
myself
keep
little
us all
notes
straight.
so I know for next time.
Exactly. You definitely have, I know. She's got notes all over there. Her little cheeky
I
notes.
do.
Which
Thank
are
God for
awesome.
sticky notes.
Right. For sure. Jumping Jack Flash. This type of work can be repetitive. What motivates you to do your best?
Well, I would do my best with anything I do. It's just me by nature.
Right.
No matter job, babysitting, household. I want to do my best. I want to be able to sleep at night.
Personality,
Yeah,
motivation.
exactly. I know. We're the type of people we come from,
Different generation.
from a group
nothing
where
personal.
and we've taught.
I'm in
and
the same generation.
No, we're a
honey.
lot older
Honey.
than you, though.
Well, we come from a place, and it's no matter what generation you're from, we look for that in the candidates that we bring in. Is that they have that kind of mentality where they want to do a good job, and you can see by their efforts in their history of what they've done, to determine, whether or not they're going to progress.
I don't know all the letters, but we have some 20-year-olds that have the same motivation and dedication as us older generation, where things were just different back then. We didn't have cell phones and cool stuff. We just had to figure things out and do it ourselves. So it's just a little bit different. But we do have all of the different X, Y, Z, Gen, whatever that all have the same mentality.
We do have a mix for sure
Yeah.
of different generations around here.
Definitely. we
what keeps it
cover
good.
most of
All the different letters of the alphabet.
the letters. Yes, that's for sure.
So, Annie, what advice would you give to a new employee?
I think the first thing I would say was give it a chance.
Okay.
Give it a chance. And sometimes I'm astounded, but, sometimes, I don't know, we've had, once or twice, people come in here after the whole process, getting a job, starting a job, showing up, and then they go to lunch and we never see them again. I don't understand that. Right. We're very clear and concise of what this job entails.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
They come in here, give it a chance.
Right.
You've
got to give yourself, you've got to,
exactly.
The company.
And this job is what you make it. That's what I have talked to a few people.
There you go.
It's what you make it. This job's available. You can move up if you want. You can make some good money if you are inclined that way,
Right.
But you got to, show up.
Right. That's the first step to showing
She's not wrong.
Yes.
She's not.
What are you most excited about for the future of the company?
Well, I have no doubts that there's going to be a future. We just celebrated 40 years.
40 years.
That's impressive. That's impressive. And I know Gruber Motors is like booming over there with EVs in the future.
Right.
I just am excited that it's still going to be around.
Yeah, exactly. That's a big part of it is the stability that surrounds us and us having that knowledge, knowing that we're in a place that's stable.
Right.
And that's what motivates you to do more.
We're stable because we're willing to evolve with the times.
Exactly.
There you go. Exactly. We're able to adjust and make those adjustments as we go. For sure. Yeah. The stability is a big part of what it comes from is from the markets that we operate within, provides.
You're always going to need power.
Whether it was 2008, this is part of what I go into is whether it was 2008 and the economy's taking a dip and, everybody's in turmoil with what's going on, or it's COVID. We have been able to navigate through those times and be able to come out being successful, being stable. And, a lot of people look for that narrative.
Well, absolutely.
Right.
You have to.
After going
You have
through
to
those
wonder, where's the job going to be in 3 years? Is it going to be around in 3, 4, 5 years? Do I want to put the time in now and hopefully it'll be,
Right.
You have to think about that when you get a job, a new job.
Right.
Definitely.
Exactly.
Especially nowadays.
Yeah, that's a big part of it. Well, this has been fun.
It has been fun.
I've enjoyed having you join us.
Thank you.
This has been
Thank
great.
you, Janie.
Again, showing some of the exciting faces that are working here, getting that front end opportunity to engage with everybody that's out there. And
So now when you call, you know who you're speaking with.
that's right. There we go.
And I will be as sweet as I can. I promise. And helpful.
Yes.
Bingo.
Right.
Exactly. Those are what
She's always very helpful.
for sure. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
All
She
right.
keeps me straight. That's hard.
A lot of people.
Right.
I should get back to my phone.
There we go. Yep.
Okay.
We're wrapping
Well,
up
thank you
here.
for coming.
So
Thank you.
thank you for joining
Thank
us.
you for having me.
We are going to sign off and we're going to continue these efforts
I
next
have
week.
2 things.
Oh,
First,
okay.
The Highlander with his tag statement, kindness is always free from the Highlander.
Great statement.
And also talking about different people in the company, I just wanted to point out again that my nickname here is the Noticer. And I happen to notice things when people have them on their computer screens, in case anybody was wondering. So I just wanted to throw that out into the world.
Great.
Just some good friendly banter with our other colleagues over there. But yeah, I just wanted to clear that up real quick.
Okay.
All right. Well, join us next week. I'm excited for where we're going to go on this venture. Again, going further, talking to the people behind the scenes, and then evolving into talking to the people that are on the front lines, working with the customers. So stay tuned. Thanks so much.
Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.